Right. Just out of interest. Well, yeah. Well, it doesn't say. Just hold on a minute. Yeah. Hold on a minute. I'm just. Are we all right? It's just that I've got a message. I am on live R. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have we just come on? I'm mucked up, haven't I, again? Story of my life. Story of my life. Story of my life. I've made a absolute. Just hold on a second. Give me a quick sec. Right. Just give me a quick minute. Can you hear me now? Oh, yeah. I've just made an absolute. I'm an idiot sometimes. I don't know why you bother watching me. I'm a complete barn kick, an absolute bell tap sometimes. I've been, yeah, but anyway. I say, can you hear me now? I've been talking to a lot of people who've been sending me. It's like I've been looking at these messages and I haven't been able to understand what they're on about. But, you know, I've just been wittering on for 15 minutes like a complete tool that I am. Oh, but anyway. Let's get us all sorted. I'm an idiot sometimes. I do apologise. But anyway. Yes. But yeah, let's just start off again, you know. Good evening, everybody. You know, there's so many people are like Captain Bart Roberts, Falafel Sir Larry the Cat, and Simon says good evening. I'm sorry, I really do. I've been saying good evening to you a lot at 5 o'clock. Not realise I'm not on live. I'm a complete idiot sometimes. You know, I can only humbly apologise. Yeah, unfortunately for Falafel, no, I didn't nod off. I was talking to myself like a complete tool that I am sometimes. But never mind. Well, Sir Larry, you're too kind. The man, the legend, the one and only. Yeah, the complete bell tap that's been talking to himself for 15 minutes to nobody because I'm an idiot. Hello, Stephen Bankier. I hope you're well. How are you doing? And, oh, a very special guest. We have my daughter who's in the chat. God's last sis. So if you're worried about swearing, don't worry about it. My daughter, she swears like a trooper. and she'll probably find anything you say quite hilariously funny. So, but welcome my lovely daughter, God's last sis. She's decided to pop in and listen to this complete idiot make a complete barn cake of himself. But anyway, hello there, Sir Larry the cat, and Sam says, and Flummox, that'll teach you to, yeah. Wayne's got a lot to answer for. Yeah, to fix my connection. Yeah, he's going near my connection. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah. I mean, that nice. Yeah, cheers, mate. Oh. Yeah, you did right, Captain Bart Roberts. I have for 15 minutes like an idiot. But yeah, hello there, Billy Kershaw. Phil McCracken. Oh, you're too kind, Phil McCracken. I'm very, very well there. But anyway, hope you're well, Phil McCracken, and Kayla Morrissey. Kayla Morrisify. That's it. I'll get the teeth in. Hello there, my friend. And yes, and everybody, say hello to my daughter, God's last sis. But anyway, enough of me making a complete arse of myself and making a complete arse of myself. Let's get into watch a bit of the legend that is Jon Stewart, where he just goes through the DNC, and it's hilariously funny. What I like about this, it can quite easily go through all the faults and take the rise, and it's all done in the best possible taste, and clearly lets them know that they're making a massive mistake when it comes to what's happening in Palestine. But take it away, the legend that is Jon Stewart.
Democrats, on short notice, exploited their newfound momentum and enthusiasm with a display of the breadth and width of this diverse, often contradictory party of Roosevelt. At their convention, they had union leaders and CEOs. They had Democratic Party icons and lifelong Republicans. They had a guy yelling, "Screw the billionaires," followed immediately by a very happy billionaire. It's all okay if it's our billionaire. I don't like billionaires, but he's all right. They had guys making fun of people for going to Yale, and a bunch of people who went to Yale. They had Barack Obama. And Jewish Barack Obama. That's always good for politics. You know what really works? A Jewish guy that sounds like a black guy. The Democrats had people who prosecuted sexual predators
just funny.
And there goes that booking. They had black Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, gay Americans, Jewish Americans, Palestinian Well, to be fair, it was only 4 nights, 8 hours a night. But really, it's best not to think about the consequences of our actions over there, especially given the theme of the week.
I can feel the excitement in this arena. It's filled with energy and with joy.
The air of joy.
Joy, joy, joy.
We will be joyful warriors.
What's a joyful warrior? I've heard this school. What's a joyful warrior?
The president of joy.
Let us choose joy.
Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, it was joyful. For a convention. I know what real joy looks like because I've watched Oprah on her show. You thought people were happy to see her endorse Kamala Harris. You should see what they do when she gives them lip liner.
People want this. It's the Sony
That's joy. Pretty good. The Democrats are about joy, and they are about excitement. Oh, and one other thing.
I was a paratrooper and an Army Ranger. I flew in the Navy during the first Gulf War.
I enlisted, fought alongside my brothers with Lima 325 in Iraq.
I gave the order directing our special operations forces to fly 2 helicopters 150 miles into Abbottabad at night. And by the time the sun rose, Osama bin Laden was dead.
Proud to be in America. That's right, these are the new Democrats, man. They lead with joy and compassion and acceptance. And oh yeah, we will Listen to me. Whatever you're feeling, go with it. Whether that feeling is joy or perhaps relief at having a chance when you had none is exhilarating. And the Democrats were hitting all the right notes. The cameraman? Not so much.
Oh, this is funny.
When a house is on fire, we don't ask about the homeowner's race or religion. No. We just try to do the best we can to save them. And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
that look at her. She talking about me?
I love that the camera just stayed on her. She literally turned around like, are these saying that is this? Hold on. Here's the crazy part. After this cutaway, the woman was interviewed. She is childless and has 2 cats. And you know what that means? A C-SPAN don't play. C-SPAN does the research.
Oh dear, the legend that is Jon Stewart is absolutely hilarious. Oh dear. Absolutely, Captain Bart Roberts. Jon Stewart is the absolute dog's bollocks. Oh, come on, Duke Vengeance. It's Friday. Can't be miserable. and you can't stay that way. No, I will not have it. By the end of this live stream, I will have you hopefully falling off your settee in giggles and laughter. Joy, who the fuck is Joy? Yes, a warrior that's joyful, maybe. Yeah, could possibly be absolutely right there. DVD player, have it? Yeah, you did right. Yes, absolutely, Sir Larry the Cat. Don't fuck called you all suckers and losers. Yeah. My favourite president cartoon was a couple of hippies passing a J with another hippie wandering past. One is saying to the other, "That's weird, Bill Clinton. He doesn't inhale." Yeah, that cat lady. She was funny. Duke Vengeance. Yeah, I'm petting my cat in my swivel tray, like a Bond villain. No, I don't expect you to live, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. Or is it talk? Yeah, a warrior that skips to the front. Yes, absolutely. But anyway, there's about full 20 minutes of this, and it's just non-stop hilarity and funny as a legend. If I found the full 20-minute one, I'd have played it all, because we just had us in hysterics, falling off the settee and laughter. But one thing I've noticed when it came to this DNC rally, whatever they like to call them, the amount of people who've gone in there incognito, make it blatantly obvious that they're wearing disguises. And see, the thing is, when you wear disguises that is blatantly obviously a disguise, you sort of like cause attention to yourself, doesn't you? And do we all recognise?
Oh, you are.
Yes, it's the Mike Pillow guy. And yes, Mike Lindell. Well, he gets collared by a 12-year-old who lives in Georgia, and I don't know what's more embarrassing is to be is to get how can about spotted when you're in disguise and found out, or getting schooled by a 12-year-old about politics. And turn it on the tape.
Which election you're talking about? There was one. No. There was one down in Georgia. 3 Democrats.
I'm from Georgia.
Okay, there's 3 Democrats in Georgia in the summer of 22. She's a good friend of mine. She got 0 votes in her own precinct.
Who is it?
Yeah, so Brenda, I'm not telling your last name on your stuff.
I see.
But you see. But let me tell you.
No proof.
No, the proof. They looked into it in Georgia.
Okay.
Crooked Brad Rasmussen, your Republican Secretary of State.
Okay.
He looked into it and said, oh, it was a computer error. They gave her back her vote. She went from 3rd to 1st. She's a friend of mine. Another gal, Democrat, 4 counties over in Georgia. She got 4,600
But where's the
votes,
proof?
but she wasn't on the ballot.
You want me to take your word for it, right?
No. This was in the paper.
So what's your last name? She's an elected official.
Okay, let me tell you. In Georgia, I will tell you, an Obama-appointed judge last fall, this case has been going on 3.5 years. Alex Halderman, this is in your state, so you should be up on this. Alex Halderman, he's a Democrat, and he's also a cyber guy, and he looked into the machine, and he said there's problems. That judge last fall ruled in your state. She said, we're going to look into this, we're bringing it to court, and the experts say there's problems, and she said, and if you question it, you're not a conspiracy theorist. So I got to take off my tinfoil hat. Now guess that, in her courtroom on January 9th in Georgia, now maybe you didn't see this in the news, maybe you're not up on things. Alex Haldeman,
I'm up on your bankruptcy too,
Alex Haldeman with a ballpoint pen hacked into the machine in front of the judge and switched the whole election in front of her. Now that case is still in Georgia. She has not ruled on it yet. That's in your state. You want to know more in your state?
So
they just found 257,000 votes. This happened last week. A judge ruled in Georgia that are missing from the 2020 election. This just came out. You're behind.
So your sources trust me, bro? That's your source?
The source. It's in your papers in Georgia. You need to read your news.
You haven't given me any last name.
You need to read your news.
Oh, that is embarrassing. You get an absolutely skull by a 12-year-old kid. And I've forgotten that kid's name. I've seen him do videos for the Midas Touch, and he's pissing himself laughing because he could just tell. You can tell he's absolutely tearing him to bits, isn't it? 12-year-old, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely Duke Vengeance. Simon says, yeah. Crack pipe Mike. Yeah, totally agree. Absolutely help. And Abamna. Yes. Give me a pill, I'm feeling sleep. Oh, don't do that, Phil. Please don't do that. Yeah. Spot on there, Steve Banky. Don't he realise he's speaking to a child? Well, yeah. And what makes it even more hilarious is the kid is absolutely making him look like an absolute clown, didn't he? He shaved his tash. Yeah, you're not wrong there, Captain Bart Roberts. He was committed to it, wasn't it? And it didn't work, did it? Yes, Larry the Cat. 1-0 kid bankruptcy. He live streamed him having tash shaved. He didn't film. Yeah, 2-0 your sauces. Trust me, bro. Yeah. Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he? But I forgot, it's Adam something or whatever. I've forgotten his name now, and you can see the look at his face. He's watching a 12-year-old absolutely skull an absolute crank. Well done. Wow, he did a live stream shave of the tash for $2 a pop. Wow. Totally agree. The 12-year-old burned that tash off. Certainly did. Absolute fantastic. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? I love the bit where he said, I'm up on your bankruptcy. That kid was brilliant. Oh dear. A genius. Well done, lad. Oh dear. 2 apples and an orange is £2.30. How high does a cow jump if the moon in the third quarter spins anti-clockwise? Oh, cow jump if the moon in the third quarter. Oh dear. But yeah, you can. This is hilarious. This was, I think this was not long after Kamala had just done a speech or something like that, and our Donald, couldn't wait. He had to basically get in on the act, because he's feeling left out, and he probably was saying this where is her name? Martha McCollum asked him a question where he gets a little bit salty. He clearly wasn't happy with the question.
Let me ask you this, sir. There has been a huge appeal and momentum for women voters. She's trying to pull the youth vote, the Hispanic vote, the black vote back in her direction. Polls show that she's having some success in that at this point. So what are you going to do? What's your strategy to rebuild the momentum that you had with those voters?
No, she's not having success. I'm having success. I'm doing great with the Hispanic voters. I'm doing great with black men. I'm doing great with women because women want safety. They want safety. And they don't have safety when they have somebody allowing 20 million people into our country, many of them very dangerous people. No, it's only in your eyes that they have that, Martha. We're doing very well in the polls. We're leading in most of the polls. And in the swing states, We're leading in almost every one of them.
Mr.
In
President, let me
Michigan,
interrupt.
the auto workers are voting for me because you're not going to have an auto industry if she gets elected.
Mr.
They're going
President,
to
two
all
quick
electric
things.
cars. All electric cars are going to be made in China. And you're not going to have,
China.
you literally will not have an auto industry. The United Auto Workers ought to be ashamed of themselves. They sold the workers down the tubes.
Two quick.
He's nuts in it. I'm doing very well with black men. Yes, black men love me. Oh, they do. They endorse me. Black men love me. He got incredibly salty. Do you think he actually believes? I don't think he does, actually. If you can get the video of the Fox News presenter saying the Democrat convention was empty and all doom and gloom while the video playing in the background showed packed arena. Yes, China. Yeah, that was on the Daily Show. Well, that was clearly a bit further on, but I know what you mean. I just thought it was hilariously funny. I didn't manage to find it, but yeah. They were trying the mental gymnastics they were doing to try and paint this DNC. Nearly said DMC. DNC as absolutely boring. Quite nothing happened, and the low energy. One day they were saying low energy. It was there's no energy, low energy, and and then the next day when it got even more. When it got even more vibey and all that stuff, they were saying, "Oh, it's all good. It's all very well having all this high vibe energy, this and that, but high vibe energy doesn't put food on the table. Which is it? They're either low energy or the high energy. It's the mental gymnastics that they're having to do. But yeah, and I noticed as he carried on with this trade, they just cut him off, didn't they? Yeah. Yes, Sir Larry the Cat. Totally agree. I know all the bigly words, all the best words, bigly words. Yes. Yeah, he is. He's a psychopath, isn't he? He wouldn't flicker it. He won't flicker a lie detector. You're probably right, actually. He could probably tell the most outrageous lies, and the lie detector test won't pick it up, would they? They wouldn't know which was a lie and which wasn't. It probably, if he told the truth, the lie detector test would probably, explode, wouldn't it? DMC, Donald may cry. Boom. Top class. That is brilliant. Yes, Phil McCracken. Kerfuffy. That's all I have to say. Yes, kerfuffy. But yeah, he went on another one, didn't he? And yeah. Yes, Sir Larry. Yes, I'm in hiding. I'm in hiding. I'm living over in Yorkshire. I'm in hiding. Yeah, that's a professional opinion from a qualified psychiatric nurse. Is that right? Wow. Abominable. Wow. Hello, Cavan lad. Hope you're well. Yes. Just to let you know, complete dildo here, mucked up. I was supposed to start at 5 o'clock and didn't realise that I wasn't going live. So for 15 minutes, I was talking to myself and making a complete barn cake of myself. I'm an idiot sometimes, but never mind. Gets old and runs for president. Yeah, you're probably right. And you've seen a couple of pictures of him where he looks old, doesn't he? He does. He looks really, really old now. And you can tell that those who are trying to, not many pirates hiding as nurses. but anyway, the one thing I've noticed, it's becoming more and more difficult to try and hide the fact that he's struggling, isn't he? He's really, really struggling. And I saw a bit of a tweet from a young lady who clearly, just during what I was reading, whatever, where she's a Republican, and you get to hear this more and more often. So I absolutely cannot hang anywhere near people like this anymore. Not one day. As of tomorrow, I will be GOP no more. This is it. These people are absolutely repulsive, morally bankrupt. I'm out, unaffiliating. Yeah, and that's because of some of Mike Crispy, Tim Walt's stupid crying son isn't the flex the left think it is. You raised your kid to be a puffy beta male. Congrats. Does Baron Trump cry? Nope. Does he love his father? Of course. That's the types of values I want leading the country. Yeah, and I to be honest, I could possibly be Sir Larry. I've got a load of. Was she part of his team when he was president? If it is who I think it is, yeah, I've got it somewhere around here. But yeah, and is it the one where she's talking about Melania as well? If it is, then yeah, I've got it somewhere, and I've got a few actually. But yeah, you just think, it just shows you how toxic they've become, you know. You seem to think that, yeah, and now I don't know whether I'm hearing it, but I might have heard this wrong. Well, I could be wrong, but I'm sure that I heard that the son, his special needs. I could be wrong. I'm sure I heard. If I'm wrong, just let me know down in the comments. But I could swear that I did hear he was special needs. And even if he want, what does it matter really? Because it's clearly a son who adores and loves his father. And when you've got compassion, empathy, and you're emotional, and you've seen your dad doing well, why wouldn't you cry? I cry. I've cried loads of times myself. I'm quite happy to admit it, and I'm a big softie. Probably did, Kevin lad. Totally agree. But yeah, and there were a number of people. When I read what a tweet, I thought I'll have a little look in the comments below, and there were a number of people who were saying the same thing. You know, said I left a long time ago, and you just think, is this the level that the Republicans are at now? The Republican Party is at now. You know, seem to think it's quite appropriate to say stuff like that about another human being. And you watch, I saw little bits of the Republican Congress, whatever it is, RNC, and it just seemed to be pretty low. And so all right, yeah, Phil McCracken, cheers for that. He has learning difficulties. So does my son. Makes no difference. Just cruel Republicans with no argument. Spot on. Yeah, I'm all right in what I heard, and you just think, really, you just times are numerous, too numerous. Yeah, I'm with you again, Captain Bart Roberts. Done it myself. Sometimes, you know, I just feel the emotions wash over me, and I have to go into another room and just collect my thoughts. So you're not the only one there, my friend. But yeah, so I was writing whatever, and you just think that makes it even. And there were another. Were it Ann Coulter? She's done another one, posting one of these tweets, taking, having a go at the young lad. And you just think, you're just sick individuals, aren't you? But also, I don't think it really helps the cause for the Republican Party. If they want to win votes, if that's not how you want to go, then crack on. Oh, but this is hilarious. If you've never seen, I just think if you've never seen a fish out of water, you've never seen J.D. Vance in a donut shop. Absolutely hilarious.
The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. Okay, yeah. She doesn't want to be on film, guys, so just cut her out of anything.
Are you surprised? I won't be either.
Appreciate that, man. I'm running for vice president. Good to see you.
Okay.
How long are you working?
I've been here since the beginning of July.
Okay.
For this year.
Okay, good. How about you, sir?
Almost 2 years.
Okay, good. Just everything, yeah. I mean, a lot of glazed here, some sprinkle stuff, some of these cinnamon rolls, just whatever makes sense. How long has this place been around?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay. How long have you been here?
A little over 6 months.
Okay, good. The zoo has come to town. Thank you for letting us come in here.
Yeah, shut up, JD, you cunt. Sorry, couldn't help myself. See you next Tuesday. Yeah, but he just looked like a fish out of water. And now I don't know about you, but I've never walked into a shop and asked people, "How long have you worked here?" Oh, that's good. Yeah, and and I get the feeling. I think it's clearly obvious the reason why the woman didn't want to be filmed, because I think she recognised who she was, and she didn't want to be anything to do with him. Something tells me she'll be voting Democrats. Yeah, I think you might have a point there, Duke Vengeance. Is it me, or does he sound monotone and bored? Yeah, he does. Well, he's done. Like I'd say, they called him a chameleon, didn't they? And he's been called a chameleon because he just changes. He changes his tune more times than he changes his underpants. But yeah, he just looked like a proper fish out of water. And can you imagine if that had been Tim Waltz? That man's more awkward than Richie in the canteen run by homeless people. Yeah, it's probably even worse than that, doing up the full breakfast, homeless guy walks in and says, "What business are you in?" And I'm just trying to get through the day, mate. But yeah, just like the petrol station gaff by Richard. Yeah, they just look like fish out of water. Trying to pretend like they're sort of like, oh, they're just like me and you. We have it just as tough as you do. Yeah, whatever. No, you don't. But yeah, what is it with politicians these days? They're all completely devolved of personality or charisma. Yeah, I think there's something in that. The MAGA conspiracy about Shady Pants being a Democrat plant sent to wreck the campaign. I won't put it past them. I honestly wouldn't. And you can guarantee who will get the blame for it. It's an if, isn't it? But I think it's looking more likely that I think he's going to lose, and you'll know who he's going to blame. It's a knocking bet who he's going to blame. He's completely forgotten the sofa, and he just. But didn't he just look like a proper fish out of water? But anyway, now this is absolutely mad. Now, yeah, the news agents, they're clearly over in America. They're talking to these two. And, yeah, Shady Pants will get the blame. Absolutely, Sir Larry. It will be Shady Pants. It but nothing to do with Trump. I ran a perfect campaign. Everything went smoothly until that Shady Pants, and he was shady. And he'll get the blame for it, even when he picked him. But this is interesting because talking to this, now the guy, he's fully fledged Republican, and he's out there talking to Lewis Goodall, that's it. I couldn't think of it. He's talking to these people about the situation with what's happening. Well, he bumps into a MAGA fan as well, and he's not too impressed. Talk about proper down the rabbit hole.
What do you think of Trump?
I don't know if you want me to say that
I
in camera.
absolutely do.
He has been the best president that we have had for a very, very long time.
That the last thing this country ever needs is him to be in control of our people.
There's a deep racist divide in this country that Trump is feeding.
He won the second time.
You think he did?
Absolutely, 1,000%.
But there's no evidence for that.
Yes, there's tons of evidence for that. 1,000% certain.
A quasi-Nazi.
Now, if I'd have been Lewis Goodall, I'd have asked, well, what evidence? And you've probably seen him just slowly backpedal. Oh, it's all out there, it's all out there, it's all out there. Because I would have asked him, like, I might have done, but who knows? But that's what I would have. I'd have just said, well, where's your evidence?
He's not a quasi-Nazi, he's a Nazi. I'm a lifelong Republican, voted since I came out of the military in '72.
What do you think of Kamala Harris?
She's a joke.
You love Kamala?
Oh, absolutely.
She probably has a lot of what the country needs.
If we put Kamala Harris in office now, we are fucked. And I don't see in any way how the cackling Kamala Harris can do anything. She doesn't even know her own name. The worst vice president in the history of mankind.
These guys have become radicalized.
Do you think that there are sinister forces in control of the Democrat Party?
1,000%, yes.
And in politics generally?
And that's why they hate Trump.
And who are these people?
Soros.
We've lost family members and...
In other words, the Jews.
Friends. Relationships because of radicalization.
This is the top 1%, the Sorosos in the world. They are putting their little people together in order to keep going on what they want to occur.
They have an agenda and they control the media through Fox News.
Sure, CNN and MSNBC numbers, fake news.
I've lost two brothers over this.
It's all fucked.
They're uneducated people.
We're bucked.
The News Agents. This is a Global Player original podcast.
Wow. He's proper down the rabbit hole. Hello, Rosemary Cuthbert. Hope you're well. Hope you're very, very well. Looking forward to the weekend as well. And welcome aboard. But yeah, he's proper down the rabbit hole, isn't he? And they are out there. They are proper. And some of the stuff he was saying. Fake news. Yes, fake news. Cackling Kamala Harris. Cackling Kamala. Now we're overrun with rhinos. Rhinos. That's all they are now. Rhinos. Yes, absolutely. Fake news. So, all right, no worries, Kevin, lad. Not a problem. You have if I don't see you again, have a fantastic weekend and hopefully see you soon. It's sorry, yes. It takes American to completely screw up. And he's the syllable. Yes, absolutely. Walk among us as well Canadians. But yeah, yeah, you're not wrong. They are walking upon us, and let's just say not sure how that's. I don't know about you. Something tells me this guy is not a Kamala Harris fan.
Survivors of crime.
No
to
way.
remind them, no one should be able to fight alone.
Dude, Kamala Harris will never be my president! Whoa!
Survivors of crime.
No.
Wouldn't it have been easy to just switch it off or turn it over? Absolutely mental. Why do you just turn it over if you don't want to? We don't want to watch it, give a speech. Don't watch it. Turn it over. Do you think I'm going to sit all the way through the orange one, give his speech, his acceptance speech at the RNC, so he can talk about radical leftists, extremists, radical cackling Kamala. No. Yes, exactly, Captain Bart Roberts. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly what did you just say? A man just loses shit over watching somebody who clearly is not a fan of him. Just turn it over. Yeah, exactly, Rosemary Cuthbert. Thick as mince. Totally agree. Yes, down their brain cells fighting for third place at that point. Totally. They like I said, comment earlier, they walk among us, don't they just? Absolutely hilarious. And we all remember this guy, don't we? Mr. Bill Barr. Now for a time, he was there saying, our orange one, not fit for office. He should not become president, not fit for office. All of a sudden, he's now...
I'm not happy with the choice. I think this is a terrible choice for the country, but it is a choice. At the end of the day, we have to select between two different individuals, and I've said all along that I think it's my duty to pick the person I think will do the least harm to the country, and I think that to me, that's clearly Trump and the Republican administration, which I think is important. I think, getting control over the border, stopping the lawlessness in our cities, building up the strength of the United States in an ever more dangerous world, stop the avalanche of regulation that is strangling business and our technological superiority. These are critical things that have to be done, and I think that we'll get them done under a Trump administration. At the same time, I think the Biden administration is, in fact, the greater threat to democracy. I think they have a totalitarian temper. They have bought into the progressive movement, and they're trying to squelch opposition and freedom of speech.
Maybe so on all of the above, but you were also very concerned about the things you saw and witnessed and the lies you claim Donald Trump pounded again and again. You said repeatedly that he knew well that he lost the election, the last election. And we got details on other indictments, not the one case that's happening now and getting all this attention now. I believe you had thought that was ridiculous. But you had called a lot of the information and the details on that information that came up in some of these other matters nauseating and despicable. You had said that someone who engaged in that kind of bullying about a process that is fundamental to our system and to our self-government shouldn't be anywhere near the Oval Office. I guess I have trouble squaring that.
Well, no, because I don't think Biden should be anywhere near the Oval Office. That's the fact.
Yeah. I was sat there thinking. I remember hearing all the stuff that said he's not fit for office, and he knew full well he lost. Well, that should rule him out straight away, really, shouldn't it? And I know, like, sometimes I think I'll have a look down the comment section, see what the talk is, and a lot of people were saying he fears that he could be going to jail, just like Kamala Harris. Feel that she will. See if I can find a few of the comments. Some of them are very, very I'm a tit sometimes. See if I can. Yeah, let's see if I can find a few. Yeah, let's see. There were a few interesting. Yeah, Bill Barr's principal function as AG was to insulate his boss from corruption and crime, and in doing so, conspired in the crime. His words are, and always will be, worthless, to be ignored. And yeah, Bill Barr did everything Trump wanted, from covering up reports to manipulating the Department of Justice. Barr only deserted and ran when he saw the coup coming together. He did nothing to alert Congress and hid. Barr going back to Trump was predictable. Yeah, because this. And a few people said that translation, Kamala will put him in prison for his crimes. This is pure self-preservation. I've heard a few people saying the same thing. And Bill Barr, I'm voting for Trump because he won't prosecute me, because I know all the illegal shit he's done, and I'll spill the beans if he does come after me. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of talk, so I think that's a little bit of what his game is. I think he's sort of like see what's happening down the line. Yeah, so Larry the cat, Dildo Bill. Yes. Trump says Kamala doesn't know what colour she is. She ain't orange. Absolutely, Rosemary. Totally agree. With the hammer, when, yeah, next time I might ask him that. Flummox, I might ask him that. When? Is that guy with the hammer when he was watching Kamala Harris? Was that your telecoms engineer? High bar, low bar, Bill Barr. Yes, totally agree. Absolutely. Yes, do vengeance. Yes. Totally agree with you both. Do vengeance and God bless this. And they only have 2 brain cells to begin with. That will make them quite intelligent. Those red caps are so fucking handy. They're even appearing in bright. But yeah, I saw a lot of these. So I won't. It's about 7 minutes long, so I won't deal with that one. It's a bit. So I don't want to. But yes, we all remember this guy who's pretty much soiled himself, and once a national hero after what happened in 9/11, and this is what he's left with now. Well, yeah, apparently he's gone over for the 3rd time, hasn't he? He probably spends more time in America than in Clacton, isn't that right, Rosemary? But yeah, he was once a bit of a national hero, and you look at the state of him now after 9/11. Absolute nutter.
I was in China 3 times. China, you don't want to go back if you understand freedom and democracy. 30 times? First trip paid for by Harvard. And what's Harvard's relationship with China? Few people have gone to jail for that. Somebody's got to take a good look as to whether or not this guy isn't exactly what we're worried about, as a teacher who brainwashes children. Because if he was teaching those kids that one man's socialism is another man's neighborliness, then he's teaching brainwashing.
That is really extraordinary.
I was in China 3 times.
Shut up, Rowdy, you tit. Absolutely mental. What can you say to that? What more can you say? Yeah, absolutely Rosemary Cuff, but yeah, buyer's regret for Clacton. And I've heard a few people are still not happy. There are Farage Farage posters up in Clacton. Missing you. Have you seen our genius? The Four Seasons debacle was the best thing out of the last presidential election. Absolutely, Captain Bart Roberts. Stood next to that. Was it a sex shop or something? Absolutely. Yeah, leaky Giuliani's now Tom Selleck's slow cousin side. How the shitty have fallen. Yeah, I remember, you know, people thought he was absolutely the dog's bollocks after 9/11, and you look at him now, he's off his chomping. He's and Newsmax. As far as I know, they're even more right wing than even Fox News. You think you can't get even more. It was a landscaping business. Yeah. Now I remember. Where have I got the sex shop from? Maybe listening too much to our orange one. Maybe that's what it is with me. But yeah, there was you get a few. You got a few of these who were, you know, who were you know, Republicans at the what they call it, the DNC, and they all seem to be saying the same thing, don't they? And it's quite fascinating to watch. You just think, will it make any difference? Hopefully.
Homeland Security and Counterterrorism Advisor to Vice President Pence, Olivia Troy.
This is fascinating.
4 years ago, I resigned from the Trump administration. As a Republican who dreamed of working in the White House, it was a hard decision. But as an American, it was the right one. I saw how Donald Trump undermined our intelligence community, our military leaders, and ultimately our democratic process. Now, he's doing it again, lying and laying the groundwork to undermine this election.
Absolutely.
It's his MO.
Oh, yeah.
To sow doubt and division. That's what Trump wants, because it's the only way he wins. And that's what our foreign adversaries want, because it's the only way they win. As a national security expert, y como latina, y hija de una inmigrante mexicana que realizó el sueño americano, being inside Trump's White House was terrifying. But what keeps me up at night is what'll happen if he gets back there. The guardrails are gone. The few adults in the room the first time resigned or were fired. I grew up in the kind of working family that Trump pretends to care about. Conservative, Catholic, Texan. July 4th was our most sacred holiday. Those values made me a Republican. And they're the same values that make me proud to support Kamala Harris. Not because we agree on every issue, but because we agree on the most important issue: protecting our freedom. So to my fellow Republicans, you aren't voting for a Democrat. You're voting for democracy. You aren't betraying our party. You're standing up for free. Thank you.
Very interesting. I say that there were a few others who were, Republicans, and there were one further up there was about 7 minutes long. I'm not gonna play that for 7 minutes, but lifelong Republicans. I just found it interesting. Not sure you'd see that many on a DNC ticket, would you? Yes, so I was right. Hello, Andrew. I hope you're well. Yeah. Now, most wanted getting served warrant on his birthday. Yeah, absolutely. So Larry, yeah. So next door was a sex shop. Yeah, I thought yeah. So I wasn't going mad. Yeah, absolutely, Steve Anke. Powerfully put. Yeah, I like Republican. Yes. Republican, and that rhymes with Michael Fabulous Air Fabricant. The 68 Nation. We've come a long way. Long way from the 68 Democratic National Convention. Yes, we certainly have. Absolutely. But yeah, there was but yeah, this is another one from the news agents, but it's with Alistair Campbell, and I was like to watch stuff. It's like yeah, absolutely. So Larry the cat, repugnant, and what did I say about what was it? It's not to do with left or right. It's having conviction about issues people find difficult. It's how Democratic Party gone further to the left than Labour. This is an interesting conversation, and I found this quite fascinating, especially with Alistair Campbell there. I don't know what you think. Yeah. Absolutely Rosemary Cuthbert. Fabricant and his extremely unconvincing wig. We may scoff, but let's be honest. Let's be honest here. Him and his wig will probably get double appearance fee when he gets to the House of Lords. But what's said here is quite interesting.
Isn't one of the big differences that actually the Democrats have gone in a really very substantially different direction by comparison to how Keir Starmer has governed the Labour Party, right? Like last night, saw Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders is speaking tonight. Like the Biden project has been to embrace the left, and actually in many ways has moved the Democratic Party quite hard to the progressive left on economic policy and all sorts of other things, which Harris is probably going to continue. I mean, actually, they're completely different political strategies, aren't they? The two sides, the two parties have pursued in recent years. And maybe that's something that Starmer should think about when you consider how shallow, in some ways, the Labour victory was a few months ago.
I think that's an interesting observation, because generally, I think people would say that the Democrat Party is to the right of the Labour Party on some big issues. But I said to John earlier that there was, when he did his big, I'm proud to be the most pro-union president ever, I can't imagine Tony having said that. No. I don't know whether Keir Starmer would say something like that. I thought what was really interesting about AOC's speech, absolutely right. I think a few years ago, it's entirely possible to imagine that she could have headed off into a kind of Jeremy Corbyn type position within, the equivalent in the Democrat Party. She hasn't, and I thought her speech was among the best last night. I thought the best speech last night were Hillary, her, and the basketball guys.
So is that because the British left or the American left and the people involved are smarter or kind of more savvier than the British left, or is it because of the differences in terms of how Biden and Starmer have treated them, do you think?
I think it's you said earlier, but I mean, I think it's to do with the party, the way the party is formed.
And the fact that they're afraid of Trump. There's something that kind of binds them together.
There's something galvanising there, but I mean, there is a look. A few weeks ago, everybody went out there pretty much until George Clooney did his article saying Joe should go. Everybody was out there facing cameras and saying Joe Biden is the right guy and he's our leader, and virtually everybody. Some were saying silent. Now they're all saying Kamala Harris is the best thing since sliced bread. It's just part of how they operate. But I think there is a point about the. I don't think it's to do with left and right. I think it's to do with conviction on positions that other people are going to find difficult. That's what I think you need in politics.
The newsagents. This is a global.
Very interesting. It's like when I first watched it, I think, yeah, I could see what Lewis Gore's saying there. You do seem to have swung more to the left than the Labour Party. I just thought it was an interesting observation. And yes, Campbell will always tell us the truth. Right, yeah. Yes, beautiful plumage. It's not a wig, it's a sleeping puppy. Yes, it's Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. Yes, I wouldn't trust Alistair Campbell any further than I could throw him, which gets less and less each year. You and me both, my friend. Did someone mention my lovely wig? We're in the presence of greatness. Our Michael Fabulous Hair. Good evening, Dodgy Syrup. I hope you will. I hope you're very, very well. Good rug to get ahead in politics. Don't you just? This is the reason why I'm doing a live stream. I'm bald as a badger. So I totally agree. And just out of interest, will your wig be getting an appearance fee when you get into the House of Lords as well? So double bubble. But yeah, I just thought it was a interesting observation by Lewis. And I think it has a little bit of merit from where things have been going over the last week or so. Oh, it's I just think when I watched this, I was just thinking either he's no self-awareness or he's just basically just trolling. Because just one thing I've been hearing that a few people have been saying that it seems like the Democrats seem to be on the front foot. They seem to be sort of like going into attack mode and not being double bubble. Nice work if you can get it, my dear friend Dodgy Syrup, our Mr. Fabulous Hairdo. £300 each. Oh, you and your wig can get absolutely trousered on that each day. Nice work if you can get it. But this is after Michelle Obama and Barack Obama, after years of having to deal with this clown, starting off with the birtherism, they give him it both barrels back, don't they? And of course, our Mr. Snowflake doesn't like it, and forever the absolute snowflake clutching his pearls and does what he always does, plays the victim.
It could have been Barack Hussein Obama, perhaps we should ask him. Now, he was very nasty last night. I try and be nice to people, but it's a little tough when they get personal. Please, again, remember, please, sir, don't get personal, talk about policy. Let me ask you about that. We're going to do a free poll. Here are the two questions. Should I get personal? Should I not get personal? Ready? Should I get personal? Should I not get personal?
When did he ever stop not being personal? That's all he's ever done since 2016. Just attack people personally, aren't they? The snowflakery is just hilarious, isn't it?
I don't know. My advisors are fired. No, we'd rather keep it on policy, but sometimes it's hard when you're attacked from all ends. I mean, they want to put you in jail for nothing. For nothing. For cases that the legal scholars all over the country have said there is no case, and they want to put you in jail. And I could have done that to Hillary Clinton. I could have put her in jail. She turned away subpoenas and she damaged stuff and she wouldn't give things after a subpoena was sent. After.
Notice him
From
doing
the
the head
United
movement.
States Congress, I said to myself, We want to bring the country together. Wouldn't it be terrible to put the wife of the President of the United States in jail? Wouldn't it be terrible? And then I come out, and they do it to me. And there's no feeling as, wouldn't it be terrible? But we won the big case in Florida. That was totally won. And Biden didn't. You know, Biden documents, I had the Presidential Records Act. I had a right to do whatever I wanted to do. That was passed in like 1978.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I had the right to take all those secret documents, flout them around with people with their secret documents that controversial that nobody else should see. They say, "Oh, look at that! Isn't that interesting?" And you can imagine these people looking at, all right, Ken, they're thinking, when I leave here, let's not stand near too close to any windows, just in case the CIA has got a sniper on them. Had to go head balls doing a podcast with Osborne and couldn't see the irony. You need a good rug to get ahead of it. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Try to be nice. Doubt it, yes. See, taught my daughter too well. You can see a wrong one when she sees one. I'm not even American and I'm sick of it yet. See, the thing is, you can tell straight away, more and more watching, I think, it's clearly obvious. He detests the country, don't he? He has nothing positive to say about it. Yes, and now Dodgy Syrup. How about your small crowd? I have the best crowd size. Yes, I had a bigger crowd size than Martin Luther King. Yes, bigger than Martin Luther King. Melanoma's in jail. Classified docs in his garage. Yeah. Yes, sounds word perfect for Mr. Orange Tint. His tan is crap. Yes. I've apparently seen some pictures of him where he looks haggard and that tan looks not very, very, very good. Now, we all love our good friend Reagan Elite. Now, I know full well our good friend, the wrestling fan himself, big wrestling fan. It's a shame he isn't in the comments. But I know he would appreciate this. Get your lighters out there.
Oh my God! I don't believe it! It's the People's Champion! Can you believe this reception? It's The Rock! The incomparable People's Champion! The Rock! The Star of Scorpion King is back!
When I saw that, I said, I know Reagan Elite will appreciate that. He'll see the funny side. I thought that was just genius, actually. Oh, dear. Yes. Sounds, yes. And crap. And bog. Yes. Was in the toilet. Correction. Was in his staff's toilet. Yeah. I hope he does. Steve Mackey. Yeah, I hope Reagan Elite mentions this because we know how much of a big wrestling nut he is, and it's like
it could have been.
It's like I think Reagan Elite will appreciate this one, and I hopefully he did. A dead ass expected The Rock to actually appear. Well, yes. I just totally agree. She's 5'2". The Undertaker would pummel her into the ground. Be a great weekend. Yeah. But you've got to remember Phil McCracken. She is an attorney. And she's dealt with the likes of The Undertaker before. Well, maybe not. I don't know, but... Oh, dear. Now, all I will say is, if you were eating now, I would suggest you look away. So I certainly would not want to put you off your tea.
Would you like me to lap dance for you? No. I want a second term. I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
Sorry to do that to you, but I just thought that was hilariously funny. Yeah, exactly. God. Yes. What was that? Yes, that was our Donny doing a lap dance. Yes. I'm sorry, Dodgy Syrup. I just couldn't resist, you know. I could not resist, you know. And would you like a lap dance? I've got my Speedos on. Yes, I look sexy. I look more sexy than Kamala. Kamala, that cackling Kamala. Hello, Elin. Would you like me to twerk on you? Ooh, yeah. Yes, I totally agree, Steve, about it. My eyes. Eyeballs bleach required. Bleach for the eyes. Yes, sorry, I couldn't resist. Very much probably will have been, yeah, because it looked familiar, but I just couldn't think where. Holy water required, absolutely. Sorry, I just couldn't resist, you know. Me and my juvenile sense of humour. And if anybody watches my son's channel, you'll never guess where he gets his juvenile sense of humour from. Clearly from his mother. But oh yes, but now this is another one that's
remarkable split screen. I
always find these very, very interesting. I always find it because it's like it's what always. Yeah, Dodgy Syrup, yeah. Kamala is such a beautiful woman. Reminds me of Melania. Melania, beautiful woman. I have to pay her, you know. But I always find these sort of interviews always interesting. Because, like, as an outsider looking in, and this is no exception.
Remarkable split screen. I mean, we're seeing here on the left side, this is Kamala Harris, not in Chicago, but rather in swing state, Wisconsin, 90 miles away in Milwaukee. Meanwhile, the Democrats have just done some mashup of quinceanera, bar mitzvah, wedding, 50th wedding anniversary with the DJ and everything.
And sold out 2 arenas.
Yeah.
Right? So when you think about what is getting under Donald Trump's skin, I was at the RNC last month, right? Flags everywhere. Patriotism. What we've seen in the last 2 days is Democrats taking those words back, right? You are seeing freedom on their signs. You're not seeing mass deportations and another sort of quiet flex, right? Every state, you saw another super famous song, an artist from that state. Think about all the artists and their estates that have gone after Donald Trump in the last 6 years, whether it's Sinead O'Connor, the Village People, recently Celine Dion, over and over, Tom Petty, stop playing our songs at your rallies. And tonight we saw every artist from every genre of music representing their states, including Lil Jon in person. That's a flex.
I was going to say, Atlanta proving itself once again to be the cultural capital of the United States.
You know, what you're selling in a general election is it's an invitation, right? Come with me. If you just glance at social media, I mean, everyone was spellbound. And that doesn't fall along political junkie, non-political. I mean, it was like a sporting event. It was unbelievable live television for everybody watching. And there's a lot of important stuff that happens at conventions, and Lawrence is making important points about the road not taken and how much better this is. But at the end of the day, by this point in a general, you're trying to invite people into your side. And what they projected to the entire viewing public, and frankly the world, is a massive, entertaining, inclusive, alienating no one invitation to everyone to come on board. It's a vital strategic step.
Very interesting. I think this, I think absolutely true. Because like one thing you noticed over last, was it 3-4 days? I can't quite remember, but everything just seems to be very, very positive, and everybody just seems to be there enjoying themselves, and the energy is absolutely top notch. And whereas what I saw with RNC just seemed to be just absolutely just it's off-putting. What I found everything was saying was just off-putting. Everything is the it's cats chasing dogs, you know, the seas are boiling, the skies have turned black, everything has turned to shit in America, and it's all down to crooked Joe Biden and crackling Kamala. They're to blame. And that's all but I say it's just absolute high energy and absolutely brilliant. Yes. But yes, so yeah, it was from Partridge. Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, Phil McCracken. Just tell us what you really think. If Melania Kamala smiles, if Melania tried that, it would need a team of plasterers to fix. Yes, totally agree. Now,
Remarkable split screen. I mean, we're seeing here in the...
Yeah, whatever. But now I have to say, well, I'll say over time, over week, you know, sometimes, you know, you special over here, you know, I'll be in bed, and sometimes can't go to sleep, I can't get comfortable or whatever. So the odd times I've usually gone downstairs to do something, and sometimes I'll notice, don't see what's happening on the internet. I notice that there's few live streams are covering the DNC, so I'd watch a few of them, and you get to see a few speeches. But I have to say, AOC's speech, wow. I don't know how much you watched, but I thought she was just absolutely fantastic and full of fire of brimstone. But
because we know that Donald Trump would sell this country for $1 if it meant lining his own pockets and greasing the palms of his Wall Street friends. And I, for one, am tired of hearing about how a 2-bit union buster thinks of himself as more of a patriot than the woman who fights every single day to lift working people out from under the boots of greed, trampling on our way of life. The truth is, Don, you cannot love this country if you only fight for the wealthy and big business. To love this country is to fight for its people. All people, working people, everyday Americans like bartenders and factory workers and fast food cashiers who punch a clock and are on their feet all day in some of the toughest jobs out there.
yes, absolutely brilliant you are. Yeah. Yeah, so yes, Captain Bart Roberts. Not only the plasters and a full set of scaffolders as well. Yeah, when I get up in the middle of the night, check internet, questions are asked. Yes. Hello, Susan W. Hope you well. it's a bit rough. Now it's a wee bit tired. Well, hope things get better, and good to see. Hope you're well. AOC, President, I'll not live to see. She's not right. See, the thing is, what I found fascinating, you know, yeah, absolutely, Phil McCracken, yeah, well, DW, hope things get better. Yeah. Dodgy syrup. Yeah, he was on point as well. I thought he was very, very good. But the thing is, you know, I find it baffling sometimes. You know, it's like she got if I remember rightly, she got a prime time slot, and there are some people, you know, I sometimes question those it's a little bit on the left, because I think, are you going a bit OTT, you know, because she started off, you know, saying that Kamala and well, Tim Walz are the leaders you could trust, this and that and the other and whatnot. And you get them people who are basically saying, well, you shouldn't be really saying that. Shouldn't be really saying, well, why not? You know, what do you expect her to say? And I just think sometimes you just cannot please people all the time. And I think something about, she mentioned something about what's happening with Israel and Palestine. They didn't seem too impressed with. And I just think to myself, really, you're getting all, because at the end of the day, I thought it was a barnstorming speech, and you know, you think, wow, she was amazing, and you just, and there were those, you get the feeling that they're probably on the extreme left. That's what you got the feeling. But oh, she was just a bit, and I was just really surprised. I can't remember where I was watching it. I saw it somewhere. People were saying, "Oh, I understand why she's getting hate from those on the left," because they think complaining about complimenting Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. When I was just thinking, well, what do you expect her to do? Say, well, Kamala Harris, 4 years as vice president, I'd give her a 6. You know, could have done better. And do you think that on a prime time slot where she's getting a speech, how do you think that would play? And I just think, sometimes I found what they were saying were just mystifying, but, you know, each to their own. But yeah, I think Suzanne DeWitt, I think Waltz was a wise choice for VP. He's reliable to the average Midwestern voter, plus progressive enough to attract the young voters as well. And you get the feeling that with him being, he's one of these where he could attract some of the Republicans as well, from what I've been hearing as well. She could have said nothing, would have been better for her. But to be fair, I just thought it was a barnstormer of a speech. I just thought she was just absolutely magnificent. But I was just surprised by some people. Jasmine Crockett, yeah. See if I can. Oh, I just thought this was brilliant. She, to be fair to Michelle Obama, she didn't hold back, did she? Wow.
Now, unfortunately, we know what comes next. We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black.
I was just missing that. I dig the hat there, that orange hat. That was pretty good.
Tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs.
Oh. It's quite the burn, innit? Oh.
Look, it's his same old con.
Yeah. That's quite the burn. Yeah, because like I can't remember where I heard it, but sometimes somebody said you sometimes forget how really good at this she really is, actually, Michelle Obama, and that's quite a line. It's going to be he's going for it. It could be it's going to be a black job, and I just think great line. Oh, didn't mess about, did she? But let's be honest. Don't we all just love Pete Buttigieg? Buttigieg. Get the teeth in. Yes. Buttigieg. If I butchered it, I'm not going to continue with it because I'm going to make myself look an even bigger tit than I actually am sometimes. But yes, he's on Fox News and he's just brilliant at these, isn't he? He's just absolutely fantastic. He just knows how to handle these questions, and he Buttigieg. Yeah, I'll leave it there before I make it even more proud of myself. But you can tell that the guy is trying to hit him with a zinger, and cool as you like, just picks it up, pops it in his mouth, swallows it, and then just spits it back at him and say, "There, have a bit of that." Brilliant.
Back to you, Mr. Secretary. The people that are being killed in places all over the country, they look like me, they don't look like you. And they're upset with the Democratic Party not taking it seriously. You guys sent the cavalry in.
Not taking it seriously.
Hold on, let me finish. You guys sent the cavalry. You guys sent the cavalry in for you guys for your protection. But the people of Chicago don't see that on a day-to-day basis. What are you guys gonna do to stop the bloodshed in our community?
Well, first of all, I was mayor of a city that faced that kind of pain. The toughest part of the job was dealing with gun violence, and the most heartbreaking part of the job was comforting or trying to comfort mothers who just wanted their child back. And the big question, I think, for politics, for policy, for media, is who is going to help them versus who is going to use them. The questions she's asking are the exact question any citizen should be asking, which is when you take office.
What do you mean?
Are you going to
Are you
keep your
saying that
promises?
mother is being used?
I'm saying that mother is asking the exact right question. And the question is, what are you going to actually do when you come into office? Now, we're getting a lot of people
just tell me what you guys are going to do. Just tell me what you guys are.
I'll tell you exactly
what you've
we're going
done to stop the bloodshed.
Actually confront gun violence. 90% of Americans, more than 80% of Republicans, think we ought to at least be doing universal background checks. But Donald Trump says no. The Republican Party says no. You talk about assault weapons, something that made a difference when that assault weapons ban contributed to the reduction in crime. I remember coming to Chicago as a kid. And by the way, even though some media only want to talk about the worst and most painful things that go on in our city, Chicago is a proud city. Chicago is an extraordinary city. But I do remember coming here when crime and murder was off the charts, and the work that went on to bring it down from those levels that we saw in the past, the work that's going on to save lives right now is something that deserves the backing.
There was over 20 people shot last week, 5 people shot over the weekend.
Then why would we elect leaders who won't do anything about gun violence?
Well, it's the Democrats that run the city. Name the Republican that is in charge.
All right, but this is really important, right?
No, tell me.
I will tell you.
One Republican in charge of Chicago.
Well, hold on.
Name them.
Listen to me, because not only did we have those levels of crime under under Democratic and Republican leaders, right? But if you'll try to cherry pick this for partisan purposes, you want to play that game?
It's not partisan.
We can talk about
As I
how.
told you, Mr. Mayor, they look like me, not you.
Yeah, and so is the case in Boston, where there is a much lower murder rate, and also a Democratic mayor. We can talk about how the murder rate in Mississippi is double what it is in Illinois. Now, I could go around saying that the murder rate in Mississippi is double what it is in Illinois because Mississippi has a Republican governor and Illinois has a Democratic governor. But you and I both know it just doesn't work that way.
I got you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much. I want
to. It's just brilliant there. Yeah. As I said, breaking Fox News, just relaying why you can't come for the Pete Buttigieg with a gotcha question. Cool as a cucumber. He just handled him really well. He's really good at that. I saw a bit of a video where somebody asked him, why do you go on shows like Fox News? And his answer was pretty good, actually. He basically said on the lines that, well, I've got friends and people who living up, people who live up, and they watch Fox News, and that's all they watch. And if I don't tell them what's what and this and that, where else how else are they going to get the information? And you just thought, well, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, that's just really, yeah, he's done it a couple of times, and I think he's got a point, actually, you know, when it comes to going on to these shows. But oh yes, but that's an interesting. I tend to judge people on their past performances and not what they promise. When they want something, Kamala propped up Biden, even though everyone knew he wasn't fit for the job. Well, I suppose it's depends on. Well, let's be honest, you don't really have much of a choice, really. It was either somebody who just looks half dead, and the other one just looks mad, looks and acts mad, and probably is even madder than what he looks and acts. So, not to mention her other failures. Now, I don't know too, and I write a lot about that because I just watch what's been happening with bit of interest, and yeah. But hello, John. I hope you're well. Phil McCracken, lurking. Hello, and yes, logic is illogical for most, not all Americans. Yeah, I think you've got a point there. Anyway. But yeah, oh yeah. RFK. Wow, interesting. I always got the feeling that I always got the feeling that he would basically run in to try and steal as many Democratic votes as possibly can. I think, and from what I've been hearing now, rightly or wrongly, I could be wrong, but I got the feeling that it stopped because he was stealing more votes for Trump, or for Trump supporters. But yeah, I've watched a couple of interesting interviews with RFK, and I thought, not sure if he, well, I won't say he's all there, that's not right, but I would say, I think he sounds very conspiracy theorist to me. That's what he sounded like to me. I met him in an all-night cafe on King's Road. Strange enough, Captain Bart Roberts, I met him in a pub on King's Road. Vending machines. If the US was like Japan, you would be able to buy a gun in the same machine you buy a soda can. Pop the wrong can, and there goes the yeah. yeah, very interesting.
Back to you, Mr. Secretary. The people that are being killed.
Yeah, whatever. I said, John Giles, the Republican mayor of Mesa, Arizona, at the DNC, say there are a few of these, and I just found what they had to say was very, very interesting. John McCain's Republican Party is gone, and we don't owe a damn thing to what's been left behind. Great line, actually, but it was just an interest. There are a few of these.
Good evening. I have a confession to make. I'm a lifelong Republican. So I feel a little out of place tonight, but I feel more at home here than in today's Republican Party. The grand old party has been kidnapped by extremists and devolved into a cult, the cult of Donald Trump. Trump doesn't know the first thing about public service. Like a child, he acts purely out of self-interest. We all need an adult in the White House, and we've seen what happens when we don't have one. Trump made a lot of lofty promises: unlimited economic growth, American manufacturing reborn, a secure border. Turns out Donald Trump was all talk. He wanted our votes, but he couldn't deliver a thing. But these days, my city of Mesa, Arizona is on the move. I'm going to ribbon cuttings every single week, all because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris reached across the aisle and they delivered for my conservative community and countless more across the country. My hero, John McCain, taught us to put country over party, and that's how Vice President Harris and Governor Walz will lead too. I have an urgent message for the majority of Americans who, like me, are in the political middle. John McCain's Republican Party is gone, and we don't owe a damn thing to what's been left behind. So let's turn the page. Let's put country first. Let's put adults in the room where our country deserves. Thank you.
I saw a few of these, you know, people for diehard Republicans on there. It just seems weird, doesn't it? Yes. Absolutely. My can of soda looks weird. Bang. Yes. A little bit like the Republicans. They all are weird. So they keep saying cult wrong. Yes. Yeah, cult. Yes. Don't shake the Coke can, and especially do not shake the Magnum. It will not make your day. Bum tish. An adult, yes, but put an age limit on that. Yes. He got tired of changing Trumpy's nappies. Yes, probably. Absolutely. But yeah, not gonna. People have been saying. I've wondered if I'm posting this, but it was just. I've seen a few people saying, "Is he talking about Trump is crowd size or what he hands in his nappy?" I don't know, but
here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories.
Well, there have been a few.
This weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, oddly echoes from Starmer is saying not remotely convinced by Starmer. Well, yeah, it's like, I know so they've been getting a lot of jip about the winter payments. So I find that a little bit weird because I've heard a few people who were retirees themselves, and they seem to be Labour supporters and seem to agree, and hearing people who don't. So I just found that really, really interesting. But yeah, I totally agree. Dodges really did trigger the tiny mushroom. But yeah, it has, hasn't it? Clearly has. You don't agree with austerity 2.0, two-child cap? No, that's something it's not for me. I'm not a fan of the two-child cap, but I have heard people say it is popular. No, it's not for me. And removing pensioners' heating allowance, yes, yeah, those are two that I'm not comfortable with. And I remember listening to a couple of phone calls where people say, I think they think they'll get away with it. Saying that it's not aesthetically pleasing, but they I think from what I've been hearing that they're banking on that they won't lose too many votes over it. Now I don't know whether it's but strangely enough, it doesn't sit comfortable with me. But I've heard quite a few calls from people who say, well, I agree with it, and the pensioners themselves are saying that I don't actually need it, and then when you get there are people who do. So it's exactly, Phil McCracken. They're the party of change, yes. But yeah, it's just really, I find I'm uncomfortable with it, and I'm quite surprised to hear people who are pensioners themselves who say, well, yeah, why should we have this money when we don't need it? And the thing is, there's some people who do, don't they? I was listening to a phone call from a woman who's properly struggling. She's going up to her mother's house, and it's cold, and so why haven't you got the heating on? Say, well, I'm losing this £300, whatever it was now. Now, there was a guy who rung up who said that he agreed with it. He said the system needs to be improved because he said there are people falling through the net. So it was really interesting. Yeah, and totally agree, Rosewick, because the woman who we're talking about, she lives in Glasgow, and if I remember rightly, her mother lives on the other side of Glasgow. And it's not great if you're Scottish and live in a colder climate, produce more electricity than we consume and pay huge bills. Pensioners in Highlands and Islands will die this winter. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I will listen at Phil McCracken. Yeah, put it well today. You could earn a £5 more than your neighbour and lose out. Yeah, and it's because I can't remember where I'd heard the conversation before on a radio, and I was surprised at the amount of people who were pensioners themselves. They were agreeing with it. So, and it was just a bit odd for me because, like you say, if you're living in a struggling to heat the house, and you have to go to hospital, that's extra pressure on the NHS and whatever and everything else, isn't it? And the public purse. So yeah, really interesting. And like the two-child cap, it's not for me, but I know people who do agree with it. So, and I get the feeling I'm probably in the minority. That's how I feel. So it's an odd one because let's just say for I've said this before. Let's just say if you've got 3 kids, you've got a job. Next thing you know, you're redundant. You're only gonna get money for 2 children, if I remember rightly. And they're living. Yes, yeah. Oh, Paul Macus. God, these exotic names. But I'll just call you Paul. It's just easier. Some Brits get it, and they live in Spain. It will be better to bring the prices down, but that will never happen, will it? Well, it doesn't agree. Yeah, agreeing with it doesn't make it right. Yeah. The issue here is the budget limitations of Scotland. If Scotland had a budget and control over everything fair, since it is a country in a union, many issues would be solved. But anyway, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell it got under it. Oh, the man himself. I love this guy. Can you imagine if he'd have run in 2016 instead of what you call her? I've forgotten her name now. Her name's escaped me. I think he'd have absolutely, very possible, would have beaten Trump. What do you guys think? But yeah, brilliant.
At the very top of that to-do list is the need to get big money out of our political process. Billionaires in both parties should not be able to buy elections, including primary elections. At the very top of that to-do list.
Totally agree. Yeah, exactly, Dodgy said it. Bernie. Totally agree. He's brilliant, is Bernie, you know. He's in his 80s now, but he's still sharp as a tack, absolutely sharp. Still going very, very well. Now this was absolutely amazing. Because it gives you a little. I know it's been mentioned a certain person, and I wondered if this was the. I wondered if you meant this young, but clearly it isn't. But wow, she basically don't mention words what she thinks of the Trumps. Oh, brilliant.
I wasn't just a Trump supporter. I was a true believer. I was one of his closest advisors. The Trump family became my family. I spent Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's all at Mar-a-Lago. I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers. On a hospital visit one time when people were dying in the ICU, he was mad that the cameras were not watching him. He has no empathy, no morals, and no fidelity to the truth. He used to tell me, "It doesn't matter what you say, Stephanie. Say it enough and people will believe you." But it does matter. What you say matter, and what you don't say matters. On January 6th, I asked Melania if we could at least tweet that while peaceful protest is the right of every American, there's no place for lawlessness or violence. She replied with one word: no. I became the first senior staffer to resign that day. I couldn't be part of the insanity any longer. When I was press secretary, I got skewered for never holding a White House briefing. It's because, unlike my boss, I never wanted to stand at that podium and lie. Now here I am, behind a podium, advocating for a Democrat. And that's because I love my country more than my party. Kamala Harris tells the truth. She respects the American people, and she has my vote. Thank you.
Just fascinating. There are a few of them, in the inner circle and all that, and you wouldn't have thought 4 years ago half of these people would have been at the DNC. I just found it fascinating. But yeah, Rosemary, that's really sad. That 2-child cap is an appalling policy. As I say, I'm not a fan of it myself, and I'm the one that I as well find it mystifying. And I'm a teacher of kids with ASN pupils. I stock up cupboards with food. Doff my cap to you, Rosemary. Doff my cap to you. And yeah, absolutely, Bernie. Hillary should never have got in Bernie as, I think he'd have beaten Trump. But yeah, large families get more money, not less, and parents get to pay less taxes. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, he's fantastic. I remember memes were made of his, I am once again asking for your financial support. Is that our orange one you were talking about, my lovely daughter? Yeah, I totally agree, Stephen Bank. Yeah, it's so sad. But without teachers like you, some kids would suffer even more. You are a good soul and appreciate. You most certainly are, Rosemary. Certainly are here. I bow to you. Top class. And you'd certainly be a teacher I'd look up to if I were a kid. Yeah, where is Ivanka and her husband? Yes. I one or two people have been saying that. I think they've been off. Yeah. Yes, was in his inner circle. Was she the one who testified at the that mock court thing that they did with they had Liz Cheney, one or two other Republicans there, and she was basically there, just lay down the line. Was it her? I could be wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Trump boxes supporters. Yeah. Yeah, fighting for independence for my sons and all the kids I work with. Yeah, well, I hope one day it happens. Yes, yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, people like Roberts shouldn't have to feed their pupils. Yeah, people pay taxes and national insurance to be taken care of. Absolutely, that's what you pay for, and it's. Yeah, wow, American politics really is a glossy affair, never commercialised. It's just a little bit like watching the Oscars, and I've never watched the Oscars or care for it, and the definition of politics is a little odd. Yeah. Mandarin, but anyway. But yeah, this was... Now, I watched this with interest because, for a simple reason, you remember when he was having that debate with Trump, and we sat there. I remember, I think we watched it on Graham's live stream. Because again, I'd gone to bed and I was struggling to sleep for whatever reason. Dodgy back. If me and my wife both got dodgy backs, we haven't got a decent body between us at the moment. So. Yeah, so I go downstairs, take a bit of powerful painkillers, take the pain away, and I noticed Graham were doing this, and I remember watching this, and we just sat there thinking, well, what's up with Joe Biden? He just looked like death warmed up, and he just sounded weak, and you could hardly hear what he was saying. And there were a killer line where Trump said, I don't know what he was talking about, and I don't think even he does too. But can you imagine if it had been like this at there? I think things would have been totally different. Do you think he would have stepped aside?
Thank you.
Wow, look at that stadium.
Thank you. Thank you.
But like when you hear him speak, he just...
Thank you.
He just sounds more clear.
I love you.
Just sounds more clearer, doesn't he?
Thank you.
But we'll see, we'll watch that debate. He just looked.
Thank you.
Keep saying thank you.
That was my daughter. Thank you.
It's like when I watched that speech. Didn't really say that, but when I watched that speech, he just sounded more clearer and more louder. But when you watched him against Trump, he just sounded incredibly soft and weak. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I totally agree. You know, that mustn't have been easy, you know, to step aside. And you sort of, and I get the feeling that after that debate, I wonder if they thought there's a little bit of canniness about him, you know, because that will just hang fire, wait till he names his running mate, and then we'll go from there. Once he nominated JD Vance, that right, boss, have that, and you could tell Trump's not gotten over it, has he? Still, I long to be running against Crooked Joe. Yeah, but like when I watched that speech, he sounded loud and clear, and he seemed to have all his faculties. Odd couple of slip-ups with him, and a few people saying, well, it could have been worse. Imagine Trump's response if it were suggested he should stand down and he's not cognitively able. Yeah, can you imagine if that were the case? They would, right, we'll draw straws. Whoever gets the shortest has got to tell him he's got to stand down. Can you imagine that room? Say, you've drawn short straw. Go tell Donald he's just got to ship up and ship out and get out of here. Because he's mad, isn't he? Yeah. Yeah, because like... Yeah, I got the feeling he did have to... Yeah, because like it was quite interesting. Because it's like there were. It's like I enjoy watching a couple of live streams that Alan Kitchman is when he does that 12, 13 keys to the presidency. And I was interested in what he has to say, and he was saying that no, he shouldn't step down this, and as somebody who, yeah, each campaign for each candidate for Congress runs into the tens of millions, even when unchallenged, and the presidential 10 times. Think how that money should be used for people. Yeah, and yeah, because like I find it must be a different thing over in America, because you'll see people who will donate $5 to the presidency run and whatever, and so, and it was just rather interesting that now when it comes to donating for stuff like that, I'm not sure I would. Yeah, there is a. Yeah, exactly. Vance can't even order cakes. Yes, we saw him in that donut shop. You know, it just seemed to be, it seemed to be just business talk. How long you've worked here? And who cares? 6 months. Oh, very good. You know. Anyway, no worries, Captain Bart Roberts. We're nearly at the end of the road anyway. We've got one more little shot. We all remember this guy. I can't remember if I played this last week, but if I did, this guy's just brilliant. He's just absolutely. But anyway, let's finish off with Nicholas. Yeah, we should limit political donations, or we could end up like USA, where rich people dictate who wins elections. Yeah. Vance was the only. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, top class. Vance was the only donut in the shop. Red Cat Man. Yes, he's just absolutely brilliant. He's got that uncanny gift of just shimmying in with all the cultists, and then gets them all roped in. They get all going into the song, and then they realise he's trolling them. I could have played this last week, but I can't remember. But if I did, I do apologise. But let's watch this guy troll the Trumpists. Get your lighters out there and let's boogie away.
Shot in the ear, but Trump still sucks. He made blood out of ketchup. Yeah, let's do this. Shot through the ear, but Trump still stinks. He made blood out of ketchup. Woo! Don't touch us. That's assault. No political violence. Trump went on the Lolita Express. Him and Jeffrey Epstein are best of friends. Whoa! Trump hates the trans. All right, let's do this. Whoa! He still has no health plan. There's no health plan. Trump has no health plan. Shot in the ear, but Trump still sucks. He made blood
on a ketchup. We're friends, right? Woo! No political violence. Whoa! Trump hates the trans. He has no health plan. There's no health plan. Shot in the air. And Trump still sucks. He made blood on a ketchup. He hates the trans and brown people. Trump made blood on a ketchup. Woo! I could be here like you guys, right? Asshole. What'd you call me? No political violence. Come up here. Steve Buscemi over here is angry. What is this? Woo! What are you saying? Come on, Steve Buscemi, we can smile. No political violence. Hell yeah! No hug? Why do all the Trump people wear those Oakley sunglasses? Woo! Trump flew on the Lolita Express.
Oh dear. I love this guy. He's just so brilliant. Oh, no worries. Yes, oh dear. Oh.
Shot in the air, but Trump.
I love you, mate, but not twice. Not to go twice in a row. But yes, yes. I don't like this song, but I like his version. I do too. I think it's excellent. Oh, thank you, Sam. Says I do hope I helped you get ready for the weekend and have a fantastic weekend, my friend. Yes, the ketchup is precious. Even got the builder's bum going, and he just yeah, the Steve Buscemi. That means stitches. Oh, you're most welcome, Susan. To it. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Glad I made you smile and helped you. Hopefully, help you to get better soon. And oh dear, sorry about that, John. Oh, I see you've spilt your tea. You. Oh yes, another one. Trump people asked the police to move him on. They said no free speech. They packed up and went home. Yes, exactly. They love the free speech, only if they agree with them. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, thank you, Rosemary. You're most welcome, and thank you for all you do. You're an absolute star. Thank you very much. What a hard week. Gonna crack open a few tinnies and get to bed. Hope everyone has a week. You do too. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna have a couple of tinnies as well. Chill out now and relax. And I'm partially a bit of Yorkshire tea as well, John. So anyway, I'm just gonna say, have a fantastic weekend, and I hope you've had a really good laugh, and I hope that hopefully see you soon, and have a lovely weekend. And till the next Friday Frolic,